All right, welcome into the Daily Fix. We do this every day. If you're just now, hey, we're 2 weeks in, almost 2 weeks in. And if you are just joining us, hello, welcome. Tell a friend or 19. And you can come hang out with us every day at noon Central Standard Time. The Daily Fix with Ron Hughley. There is Steve Serta in the little box as he
Hi.
that's his spot, baby. He's in the his little box. His mic is working well today. So those of you who were pissed off yesterday, like Steve, because he sounded
Should be.
weird,
Embarrassing performance from
it
me.
really is. It is, and he knows it. He knows I'm disappointed in him, and don't beat yourself up about it. Just don't let it happen again. But no, this is the Daily Fix. First thing I need you to do is like and subscribe. Those of you hit our YouTube page, the Daily Fix presented by Foolish Club Media. Go to Foolish Club Media, like and subscribe. If you do not, you do not allow my children to eat. So no pressure. We do it every day. I'm not going to keep you long. Three things in my mind. One, I didn't even know it, Steve. This sometimes you don't know what your dream is until you visually see this. And I found clearly what a dream is for me. And it looks like the Chiefs are again potentially going to make somebody rich. It I think it's right. I think it is, but my football mind is struggling with it. But before we get to those, first thing, this is kind of hot off the press, right? Sort of been hearing at Chiefs practice today that Nick Bolton, their starting linebacker, middle linebacker. And if you've listened to this show, we did an episode of how important I think he is and how I think the Chiefs need to go ahead and pay him. But Nick Bolton apparently left practice early, had a couple of hits, dinged up, has been reported, and he took a ride in the front of the cart. I want to make sure that it's clear in the front of the cart of the facility. It is apparent maybe a left arm issue. I remember he missed some games last year due to an arm issue as well. But
Andy Reid said after practice it's an elbow injury.
Elbow injury. Hopefully that is not serious and that he'll be ready week one Thursday against the Ravens. But it does bring up something for me, Serta. Listen, I love Nick Bolton. Hate his school that he went to, but I love Nick Bolton. Um, but I don't think this gets talked about a lot. I, I do have some concerns about the linebacking core in general. Not a lot of depth there, at least veteran depth that you feel comfortable about. And they're young behind the starters. And then when you look at the starters, like we hear a lot about the loss of L'Jarius Sneed, which was big time, which I thought was the best corner in football last year. But that Willie Gay loss, sort of to me, when you take him out of this linebacking core and you bring up Drew Tranquil, who has been really good as when you talk about depth, but he's now going to be a starter with Bolton and Chanel in there. That looks like that's going to be your linebackers. I said, me, that just looks like a lot less athletic group. That looks like a group to me, sort of. I think Drew Tranquil's maybe your most athletic player, your fastest player. They've struggled at times in coverage. That kind of concerns me, the loss of Willie Gay, Steve, and looking at this group not being as athletic as they have been in the past, and the sideline to sideline and the freak show of just Willie that could just run down a play. I don't know how it'll look. I'm sure they'll probably be able to be fine with it, but we don't talk a lot about how this linebacker core looks, especially without Willie Gay. They are less athletic than they were in the past, and running backs catching the ball in the backfield has been an issue for them.
Yeah, I think they were never going to be able to fully replicate the depth that they had on the defensive side of the ball last season. And, and part of that is, sacrificing some of the defense to upgrade the offense. But with the injuries in the secondary, Justin Reed, and I know Jalen Watson was like back in the mix today, but he still isn't practicing, he's trying to work his way back from an injury. But like the secondary injuries and then Nick Bolton, and it's like, okay, like these position groups are starting to thin out on the defensive side of the ball a little bit, and it is concerning.
Yeah, I hope Nick Bolton will be fine. I just look at this, Steven. I'm just like, all right. I remember the Buffalo Bills said, man, we're going to just take advantage of this. We're going to run Cook out of the backfield and get him involved in the passing game. And I'm trying to think, who do you feel in linebackers are you going to put on him? Or are they just going to have to play a lot of nickel, which I'm sure they will, but a lot of nickel. Even with that, those two linebackers on the field, whoever it is, just the sideline to sideline nature of what they were previously isn't there. All right. There are rumors, and we've kind of been hearing this, Steve, that the Chiefs are planning on making Creed Humphrey not only paying him and getting him that money, but making him the highest paid center in the league coming up soon. And this is not a shocker to me, but I look at this and I'm like, yeah, Creed Humphrey gonna pay him. Sounds good. I just think sort of there are certain positions where I'm like, I don't want to have the highest paid player at that position on my team. Like, hey, quarterback, all right, I'm good with it. That means I got a good one. Even, left tackle, cool with it. Defensive lineman that is a pass rusher, aka Chris Jones, I'm good with it. Corner, I'm all right paying the highest paid corner. Receiver is starting to become a thing. There's some positions, though, like safety or guard and center kind of comes into my mindset with I don't know that I love having the highest paid player, the highest paid center in football, especially when I know that I have one of the highest paid players in the game. And at any moment when his contract gets redone, he'll be the highest paid player. But for some reason, for me, even though that's my instinct, is to say, no, I don't want to have the highest paid center in the game, especially when I got Patrick Mahomes on my team when I know I got to pay him. But it feels right with Creed. It feels like that is, yeah, okay. Like the alternative. I don't feel like the alternative is to let him ride and then go find somebody else. It feels like he's that important to this group, even though I normally wouldn't say I want to have the highest paid center in the game. I'm willing to have the highest paid center in the game. I don't know. I mean, Creed feels different.
It's and center traditionally is more cost effective, especially with the way guards are getting paid now, which is it felt like this was always the plan was pay Creed and let Trey Smith walk or move on from Joe Tooney and pay Trey Smith. And you can afford to do that because your left tackle is probably going to be cheap if it's Kingsley or Wanye.
But your right tackle is making money, but we'll see what they do. But I just normally my instinct saying, nah, man. But Creed is arguably the best center in the game, especially now that Jason Kelsey is retired, and it just fits with this group. All right. I didn't know this was a dream of mine. And listen, man, I've battled ups and downs with weight. Steve, you met me for a while ago and seen me go up and down. Um, but this right here, I didn't know this was a dream, but this is a fat moment for me and DJ Khaled. This is I want you to see what he has, and I saw this yesterday, and I'm like, God, I want this. I want to buy a freezer for my garage that I could just do like this. Let me see this video because I'm gonna get hungry just looking at this. Wow. Wow. Look at
So, which ice cream should I get? This is your. Ooh, this right here is what I want.
And there's more over here.
I'm going Oreo cookie.
Look.
Ooh, this is the one I want. Look.
Woo! The fat boys at the end hand it to him. I mean, that's all ice cream. First off, shout out to DJ Khaled with the confidence to just say, man, I'm going shirtless and I got potential for a video to go viral, and I'm gonna show you all my big manness.
I feel like he's shirtless in a ton of his videos.
Yeah, but still, there is still some. I mean, that's a level of confidence. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I just don't have that in my walk right now. I don't have just rip off the shirt and just roll. I'm telling you, hey, I have really gotten into like Italian ice lately. I would have a shelf of just that Italian ice, and I would be just rolling with that. That is a dream. I mean, you can to imagine to wake up every day and to go and just have your pick of the litter. Like, let me go ahead and get me one of them Snicker frozen ice cream bars. Let me go ahead and get what's the one, the drumsticks, the one where it's got the little chocolate surprise at the bottom. That's a personal favorite for me. I mean, that is a dream. I like I'm that like some people talk about. I'm gonna buy me a house. I'm gonna buy me a car. That's when I'll know I've made it. I'll know I've made it when I can go and get a freezer and just have it full of ice cream. How often do you think he restocks that? Just
So
immaculate.
no beer fridge, just ice cream.
I would have thought beer fridge, but when I saw that, it said, "No, that's you, Ron. That's what you want right there. You want to get up and just be able to go get me a frozen strawberry cheesecake and just tear it apart." God, man, kudos to you. Hi, Mom and Courtney.